This is all cedar. Look at this beautiful, okay? This is all cedar. Everything you see in the Black Hills is the exact same thing, every single bit of it. A lot of it, most of it is discolored, and it has the lichen on it, the moss, and you don't see the true color, but it's all the same. It's all like this and everything I'm going to show you.
I saw, and behold, a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. The tree grew and was strong, and the height thereof reached unto heaven, and the sight thereof to the end of all the earth. The leaves thereof were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all. The beast of the field had shadow under it, and the fowls of the heaven dwelt in the boughs thereof, and all flesh was fed of it. I saw in the visions of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher and an holy one came down from heaven. He cried aloud and said thus, Hew down the tree, and cut off his branches, shake off his leaves, and scatter his fruit. Let the beast get away from under it, and the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beast in the grass of the earth. The tree that thou sawest, which grew and was strong, whose height reached unto the heaven, and the sight thereof to all the earth, whose leaves were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all, under which the beast of the field dwelt, and upon whose branches the fowls of the heaven had their habitation.
Chapter 31. And it came to pass in the 11th year, in the 3rd month, in the 1st day of the month, that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, and to his multitude, Whom art thou like in thy greatness? Behold, the Assyrian was a cedar in Lebanon, with fair branches, and with a shadowing shroud, and of an high stature, and his top was among the thick boughs. The waters made him great. The deep set him up on high, with her rivers running round about his plants, and sent out her little rivers unto all the trees of the field. Therefore his height was exalted above all the trees of the field, and his boughs were multiplied, and his branches became long, because of the multitude of waters when he shot forth. All the fowls of heaven made their nests in his boughs, and under his branches did all the beasts of the field bring forth their young, and under his shadow dwelt all great nations. Thus was he fair in his greatness, in the length of his branches, for his root was by great waters. The cedars in the garden of God could not hide him. The fir trees were not like his boughs, and the chestnut trees were not like his branches, nor any tree in the garden of God was like unto him in his beauty. I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden of God envied him. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, Because thou hast lifted up thyself in height, and he hath shot up his top among the thick boughs, and his heart is lifted up in his height, I have therefore delivered him into the hand of the mighty one of the heathen. He shall surely deal with him. I have driven him out for his wickedness. And strangers, the terrible of the nations, have cut him off and have left him. Upon the mountains and in all the valleys his branches are fallen, and his boughs are broken by all the rivers of the land, and all the people of the earth are gone down from his shadow, and have left him. Upon his ruin shall all the fowls of the heaven remain, and all the beasts of the field shall be upon his branches, to the end that none of all the trees by the waters exalt themselves for their height, neither shoot up their top among the thick boughs, neither their trees stand up in their height, all that drink water. For they are all delivered unto death, to the nether parts of the earth, in the midst of the children of men, with them that go down to the pit. Thus saith the Lord God, In the day when he went down to the grave, I caused a mourning. I covered the deep for him, and I restrained the floods thereof, and the great waters were stayed. And I caused Lebanon to mourn for him, and all the trees of the field fainted for him. I made the nations to shake at the sound of his fall, when I cast him down to hell with them that descend into the pit. And all the trees of Eden, the choice and best of Lebanon, all that drink water, shall be comforted in the nether parts of the earth. They also went down into hell with him, unto them that be slain with the sword, and they that were his arm, that dwelt under his shadow in the midst of the heathen. To whom art thou thus like in glory and in greatness among the trees of Eden? Yet shalt thou be brought down with the trees of Eden unto the nether parts of the earth. Thou shalt lie in the midst of the uncircumcised, with them that be slain by the sword. This is Pharaoh and all his multitude, saith the Lord God.
I wanted to show you this here again, like we were just at the monument. What you're looking at here is, so they decided to carve a president's face right here. Okay, all the faces. You have all the spires and stuff that have fallen away and rounded and eroded. A lot of the rings and identifying characteristics have filled in. Okay? But that's what you're looking at. You're looking at a tree. The pieces and parts are everywhere. And then they decide to carve faces in one of the large uprights. Okay, that's all you're looking at. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at that. I want you to look at this. All this with the moss on it is the same as this. Look at this. This doesn't even look petrified. None of it. But you look at this. And the tree's like fibers. The way it breaks. It'll break off like that, and then it'll break off like that. Look at this. All this right here that got the moss on it, all this discolored stuff, and everything I've been showing you is exactly the same thing. Every now and then I run into something that Quick, I'm going to show you this, how the trees are fibers, and for some reason this shows the true color. A big chunk of this just fell off. See part of the grain. This is the way the fibers are right here. See? Hold on a second. And you see it's nothing but wood. Okay, so we're gonna go down over here and I'll show you a little more. Okay, see here, and at an angle. Okay, all this, everything, this whole mountain in a 100-mile radius, come right over here. You see, this looks just like freshly chopped wood. We peeled a piece off of there. This is what we see. This is the wood. See that? That's just got the moss on it. And all this here, all the way back up in here, I'll show you that in a second. You come right here and you see, we'll peel a piece off here. It's just wood. It's so crazy. All this. And then you go right over here. See, this is the fresh stuff. This is what we see. Rocks and grew. Go over here. It's part of the source tree. So just a quick video on the branch. This is a better example where this is going into the ground, where a branch came off of the main tree of biblical proportions, literally. And this is going into the ground. You see the swoops? This one's going into the ground. You can't see it. And then when you look up underneath, these are all the radiuses that you're seeing that are so thick. Thousands of years and it still holds the beautiful grain. Okay, I wanted to show you something here that's kind of important. We're going to go up to the monument. And if you look at these pieces here, okay, whether it's where a branch comes out and you have this swirl that goes around, okay, you have it everywhere. Okay, a lot of this is missing, but this would come around and go up. And I'm going to show you something. And you look at the way these radius pieces, okay, do this. You got to remember that. And then, cedar has different characteristics. These are different rings. And you see the swirl, okay? And this nub right here. I'm going to show you something over here. Okay, it's the same characteristics. You look at the swirls, okay? And this can come out and go up and around. It's just, everyone's different. Remember this nub and this swirl, okay? So this is just a short add-on so I can get better video footage. So like I say, this is where a branch came out. So much of this is missing. It came around, went up, and it swooshed up. These ones up here are missing. They used to be much higher. Up here, it used to be much higher radius. This was the branch. This is the nub, but it keeps going down. This is the radius around the branch that's broken off. It's a twig, a branch. This is not a tree, it's a branch. So let me show you some up close pictures of all the radius. This is all around the branch. And this would be the nub. You see the wood. I wish the sun was hitting it. It's all cloudy. It's so beautiful when the sun hits it. Like I say, this is all wood. And these are all the radius around the branch, the nub that's broken off here. And these would have went up so much higher, so much is missing. Where this radius comes up and around, it was probably 5 feet higher with all the radius to complete the branch coming out of the branch coming out of the branch, the twig coming out of the branch. And this radius here is so beautiful. This color, you see it's all wood. And you see all the radius that continues. See, like I say, you can't see it all. You got to have an origami mind to understand this. It helps. All this is missing to show the full radius of everything. But all that radius would have got bigger and bigger and bigger. Then it would have went around the branch and came up over here, and there would have been more of these, and it would have swooped up, connecting into the branch. It's beautiful. Like I say, if you looking at George Washington, you look down to your left, you'll see where a little nub is, like this. On the right, you'll see a very prominent swoop. And on the left, you'll see a swoop that goes all the way up, and then the top, where it's rounded and smoothed over time. It's just where a branch came out of that section. Like I say, this used to come up and over a whole, there's probably double this right here, and it tied into the branch. And I'm showing you examples. I might put one in right here also. That's beautiful. All wood. This went down, around, and swooped down. The bottom's not here. Look at that. It's like positive energy, man, I'm telling you. And here's when this branch busted, you see the sap within the branch tree trying to heal it. This is all quartz. Just like the platelets in your blood, when you get cut and damaged, it goes to it to make a scab. Same thing here. When this was destroyed and it was alive, it tried to heal itself. And how everything petrified is the $1 million question. Everything, not just the trees. But there you go. Let's show you the color one more time. See all the radius, much of it's missing. There's all the wood. All the radius of the branch coming out of the twig coming out of a branch. So much of that's missing. Went up and around and over and up. This used to be so much higher where it connected into the branch. Let's look at this one more time. It's beautiful. I wish the sun was hitting it. It has such a beautiful sheen to it. All right, you see all the radius. There's so much missing, but hopefully this gives you a better understanding of how I say them are tree rings. All right, we're gonna leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed this. So I've covered this a time or two, and each time I don't think I was as thorough as I could have been, so I'm going to cover it one more time so people understand completely. It's a little breezy here, so hopefully my vocal is coming through. So I did a video on Mount Rushmore, and if you look to the bottom left of George, you'll see the same thing where a branch came out. You'll see the swirl, you'll see the nub, and you'll see the swirl on the bottom end, on the other side of the nub. So this right here, I tell people they see this here, and I tell them are rings. But what's really important is you got to understand the dynamics of a tree, and they're like fibers, and how the tree breaks down, how the branch is laying, which would dictate how the tree is going to break down or how it's going to look. It's like a 3D or 4D. I know it's hard to understand that these are tree rings, but you got to understand how the tree breaks down and how the tree is laying, the branch. So let me show you really quick. So you know how everything's petrified and it fractures and it breaks off because of the fibers. So you see the rings in this small piece right here. So this right here, you have a branch and a twig. You have the tree. Then you have a branch coming off the tree and a branch coming off the branch, which I call a twig. So this would be a branch coming off a branch right here. All this right here going down would have been a branch. It would have been round right here. But the way it's laying and breaks down, it's hard for some people to do the origami in their head to understand it. So if you see here, you see the rings. And they fracture, they do this. These have been weathered and worn, okay? So I want you to understand that. This is a branch that was right here, around. And then as it breaks down and fractures, it'll do like this, but on the side, sideways. I don't know if you could understand that. But I'm gonna add some content in here from my past videos. So really quick, there's a lot of this missing, but this was part of a branch going all the way down. You'll see, I'm going to walk down there. this is fractured off, but you'll see this was a branch. As it came down, this was another branch, like a twig that came off the branch. If you understand the characteristics of the cedar and a lot of trees, when a branch comes out of the tree grows around it like that. And I'll put some other examples in here so you understand. But they always have these swishes, I call them. But there was several more up here that are missing. Mainstream geology will tell you this was an uplift that created a fold. It's not, okay? There was more of these here. It was taller. And as it went around, there was more over here and they're under the ground. These ones on the other side, they're under the ground down here and right here. You can't see them. But this is what I would call the nub. And then you'll see all the radius up in here. All this radius comes down, and you'll see it's all wood, okay? This is where it goes into the ground. This would be what I would call the nub right here. You see, this is all wood. It's beautiful. It's got this sheen to it. But this is all wood. And you see, these were stacked so much higher, this radius that went around and swooshed. And like I say, I'll put some pictures and a short video clip in here of my past videos, but I want to be very thorough about this because this is really cool. Like I say, this was a branch going all the way down, and you'll see the outside of it down there where it's not fractured. It went up and around. And then this went down, it's going way down under the ground, under this road. All this, everything back in there, as far as the eye can see, all the Black Hill, it's just all branches. It's not different trees. Nothing's upright, everything's fallen. And not a fallen tree, they're branches. You see here, it's wood, and it's so beautiful. I mean, you'd have to see this with your own eyes, live. Some of it's like so preserved, it doesn't even look petrified. But you see the radius. Hey, this is the nub that came down. And so much of it's missing. And you see all the radius up in here. You see this was much higher. That kept swooping around. You got missing ones right here. That would go up and around. There's several that are missing here, and the other ones are down here. It's just the way the tree works around the branch. And I'll give you an example when we get down there, and I'll put in other examples from my past video. But this is incredible. Each one of these ones right here was a small ring around the growth of a branch coming down, a twig, a branch coming off of a branch. And this is just what the tree does. But it's important to understand there's so much missing. So let me give you this is where the branch came out. This is the nub. And it probably continues all the way down. Well, not probably, it does. And then there's several missing here. The other part that works around off of the branch here for this branch to come out. The tree, it just grows out, and then the radius grows around it, and then it swooshes up. These are missing up here. This would come like that. It would come down and up. Same thing over here. It would be higher. As it worked, as the branch grew out, the tree grew around it, and it would go down. So we're gonna walk down there. I want you to see this. I'm gonna do a video with my phone where I can get better video quality. This is my camera. So we're gonna go down there real quick, and I'll show you that these are rings. You just gotta understand the dynamics of how a tree breaks down. But this is kind of like the outside of the branch right here. That's not fractured like up there. This is the branch, and this goes down for miles. I'm telling you, they were massive. And I know everything out there looks just like trees, but everything is the same exact thing for an 80-mile circumference. I mean, an 80-mile diameter across. It's the same exact thing, all of this Black Hills. But you see, this just you got a ring upon a ring upon a ring, and the outside radius rings have a lot larger circumference because they're going all the way around. And then it gets down into the center core. We're talking like a stump. The rings are small, but this is part of the branch right here. Traffic's pretty noisy, so I'm going to add this to this branch video and show you what it looks like without all the fractures of the branch going around. This is a different area, and I'll show you that it's all wood. It's all part of the branch. So we're going to walk down, okay? And I'll show you. This is all wood. All of it. And this is just part of the branch. So this is all fractured, but it's fractured a different way than you see there at this branch video. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna walk just right down to there because I want you to see this. You'll see this is all wood. It's all part of the branch, and then it breaks and fractures different ways. Okay, you see it fractures that way. It just depends on the orientation of the branch. Go down a little bit further. It's just all wood, and it's discolored. It's all the wood. It just fractures different ways. Okay. Yeah, I guess you don't have to watch the whole thing, but I'm going to walk back just to right here a little bit. Yeah, some things are more recognizable than others. But all this going down is part of a branch. It goes way down and up. And where I showed you where that branch is coming out, the twig, like one of these right here. That's all it is. Okay, we'll go down and see what it looks going this way. I know it's hard to believe. Everything in all that, where all them evergreens are, down a little bit further. Okay, all of this. That is hard to believe. And you get up top, and it's the same thing. When you get up top, you'll see the fractured part, like everything I've shown you, all the splits and gaps. This goes up and over, and all the way up top, we'll be walking through the top of it, all the splits and gaps. You know, I guess just for documentation purposes, we'll just go to the end. This is, oh my God, this is pretty recognizable right here. Hey. It's mind-blowing. All wood. We'll go right down here and we'll call it. See, if you imagine a branch like this, and as you go in, all the different rings to the center, this goes way down under the ground, goes way up top, and at the top is all the pieces and parts, the splits and gaps, like everything I've shown. So this is a repeat for some, but I have to put this in for context. Just a short video. As you see me walking in this video, it's not like a tree I'm walking on. I'm walking through just a section of a branch that's under the ground. And I'm walking, and I may be standing here, and when I'm filming across, and you can see all the pieces. You'll see the gap right here. These gaps, you'll see how large they are on the biblical trees. But when I'm walking, it's not like on one limb. It's on one massive branch that's hundreds of feet across. This area right here could be all grassland, and it could be hundreds of yards across. This area can be all grassland, and it could be hundreds of yards or shorter or narrower. Same here. I could be walking along over here, and all you're seeing is this, but in the distance you see everything else. It's just a small section that I'm navigating through. I'm navigating through these areas, and when you look off in the distance, it's way over here, but this could be hundreds of feet or further. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, and hopefully that explains the video. Looking this way, imagine this thing round at one time, hundreds of feet in diameter, okay, hundreds. And then when I get back over here, you'll be able to see somewhat the size of it. It starts all the way right here, and it would go all the way up hundreds of feet over there, and it goes up over this ridge here, and it would go all the way down. This is like not even the center of it, okay? And then all this right here is missing. Like this would continue down this way, okay? So you see here, okay? Remember, you get the gaps in between them like this, here and here. And you got the gap here. And behind this massive piece, there's another gap, and I'll show you that, okay? How massive this was. Roxy! You see some of the rings there, okay? We go back behind this one, and you will see there's another gap, and it just keeps going down like that one massive branch that just could be a mile long. This is like the round part on the outside of it, not the top where it fractured. So this would be like one ring, and underneath that's another one, another one, another one. You see, the tree kind of went up this way. Okay, we're almost to the end. There's some fresh stuff right here. Well, you see, this looks just like freshly chopped wood. We peeled a piece off of there. This is what we see. This is the wood. See that? That's just got the moss on it. And all this here, all the way back up in here, I'll show you that in a second. You come right here and you see, we'll peel a piece off here. It's just wood. It's so crazy. All this. And then you go right over here. See? This is the fresh stuff. This is what we see. Okay. All right, we're gonna call it. Once again, all this, one branch. And you get up top, and it's like everything I've showed in my videos where you walk through the fractured parts. This is just the outside of it, and the top is way up there. If you'll see right here. See, when you get to the top, you start seeing all the fractured you see up here. When you get to the top, you'll start seeing how it's fractured. Anyway, so I hope that helps. It's beyond mind comprehension. It's you could go anywhere. All of that, everything. Let's just look right down here. So if you start looking up there, you'll see how all the pieces, like you walk through, like on the top of the stump. I mean, on top of the branch. See up here. All right, that's it, folks. Pretty mind-blowing stuff.
Day long while ago, I walked down dirt road and stood in a time of great. Stone walls line the road, black and white cattle roamed in the fields, corn growed up straight. These times have changed since my never thought I'd see the day. There's houses in the cornfield around a falling down barn, and the old dirt road was paved, and the old dirt road was paved. A day long while ago I rocked on the front porch to sit, cool lemonade. Neighbors pass by, they smile, stop and talk of the corn weather of the day. Now these times have changed since my young life. I never thought I'd see the day. There's houses in the cornfield around a falling down barn, and the old dirt road was paved, and the old dirt road was paved. Day short while ago I stalked down dirt road and stood. Time to change. I sat by a stone wall, I stared at a front porch falling down without from the rain. Now these times have changed since my young life. I never thought I'd see the day. There's houses in the cornfield around a falling down barn, and the old dirt road was paved, and the old dirt road was paved.
Alright, we're here at the monument, and I want to show you a couple things, okay? Before we get up there. So, when I tell you that some things are recognizable and some are not, so this is all the petrified wood. You come over here and you can see these rings are recognizable. Okay? And then you get in here where they've been weathered. Hello, come here. Okay. And then a lot of this stuff like this, it's not recognizable. Okay? Because of the weathering and the erosion. Come here. You get over here and you can see the stuff that is recognizable, like this. Okay, these are just parts of the tree, the rings, in good condition. And then you get over here and they've just been weathered and eroded and fused together with sediment and stuff. Okay, I want you to understand that. Okay, these ones are in pretty good condition. Okay. So we're going to go up to the monument and I'll show you the branch that comes out from the example I showed you earlier. Okay, I'm here at the monument and I'm going to show you where a large branch came out of this part of this tree here, okay? So I'm just going to give you an overview here. Okay, I'm going to go up here and get some closer shots and show you. Okay, I'm going to show you where a large branch came out of here. Okay, you see this right here? That's just a band of the tree that was not shaved. Okay, all this here. Okay, I'll put a picture in here of what that is. And if you really look at the characteristics of the cedar tree, you'll see right here the swoop. I guess that's what you would call it, okay? I showed you this already. And there, when I pulled over on the side of the road, you see here, this is the center part of where a branch came out. And if you look at all the radius, all around it, let me back out a little bit. Okay, you go in. See all the radius that goes around it. Okay, this is all part of the cedar tree. It's just the characteristics of it. Okay, right there is where a branch came out. See them little, right there is where a branch came out. Okay, and then it swoops up right there, and then it swoops down right here. Okay, and the whole thing sweeps up. And remember, there's been thousands of years of weather and erosion. These are all just rings, radius rings. Right there. You see here, these are just rings, like I showed you around that knot of that branch. See that? And here, this is all just part of the tree that hasn't been shaved. It's like they're mocking you. Remember, all this stuff has been smoothed and rounded. This is just part, like a spire of the tree. It's been all smooth and rounded. But you can see here on the left, this is all petrified wood. I'm going to come right over here and show you some. Okay, it's everywhere. Okay, you see the rings in the tree here. It's just pieces and parts everywhere. It's like another quartz, like another knot. I'm telling you, it comes from the tree. These are just pieces and parts from thousands of years of weather and erosion after the flood. Okay? Just pieces and parts. Okay. Diameter. Like one massive broken off stump. Branches piled up like pickup sticks. The remains are everywhere. And I'm going to show you, we're going to walk this ridge over here all the way down, and I'm going to show you exactly what this is. And when you see different textures of the rock and grain, I can't even tell you, I can't even show you the size and how massive it was. So that's George Washington there. I got a video on the monument, Mount Rushmore. Shows you where a branch came out of that particular area, right below George Washington to the left. Okay, so I'm gonna cross the street and I'm gonna show you what all this is. And this is just a small section. And remember, a lot of this is weathered and worn. Okay, so let's just go over here. I can't even tell you, I can't even show you the size of this and the grains. You'll see as we're gonna walk down all the way to the end right here, and you'll see. And everything I've been showing you throughout most all my videos are the same. This is all just grains, and you could look at this stuff all around the world. You can go back all the way back there and another 40 miles. It's all part of one tree. And you know, when you read Ezekiel 31, it talks about Assyrian, the cedar of Lebanon. But you know, I can't explain that because there are also giant cedars in the garden of God. And you know, this world, they lie about everything. Everything is a lie, they teach. And even geographical areas, you know, it's insane. You'll see much better areas down here when we get in the shade. Okay, but just bear with me here. Okay, hold on. See, a lot of this stuff doesn't look recognizable because it's just weathered and worn. But as we get down here, you'll see that it's all part of the tree. And when you see flagstone on the side of the road that's kind of angled, it's just the rings that are like slanted at an angle that are broken apart. Okay, so if we get in the shade, you'll be able to see things much better. You know, to most people, it's just a clump of stuff, but if you got the eyes to see it, you'll see it. And I'm telling you, this was one massive tree of literally biblical proportions. Okay, we're getting in the shade now, and you'll be able to see things better. And you can go, everything I've been showing you, all the way back in there, all the way back. And I'll show you over here. This is so weathered and worn that everything, it'll turn to like sand and return back to the earth. It's such a small representation. This right here would be like one tiny shard. Just like all these are just part of a broken off stump. If you've seen a stump and all the different pieces you know, sticking up. So they found one piece that was sticking up, and they carved the president's faces on it. Okay, just keep watching. You'll see here. It's mind-blowing. And this is not the correct color. Gosh, it's just incredible. And you see here, you just can see the characteristics where this would go down and swoop up. And you see all this stuff here, it's just all part of the cedar, all part of the grain. And it goes on and on and on. It is like this for, I always said 100-mile radius. It's about 80 miles. And everything else that looks like grass or dirt just got a thin layer of vegetation over it. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that, but you can go literally as far as the eye can see. It's literally one massive, massive stump. I couldn't show it to you in 100 lifetimes. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this. That's the guy, Marvin. Him and his family flew out from Pennsylvania. They moved to Florida, but they're from the Appalachians. They flew out here to meet me, and so I can kind of show them around. Christian people that are just absolutely floored. All right, guys. You know, this is pretty significant because it just shows the truth of Scripture. And they'll tell you all this was tectonic plates, some crazy pseudoscience that supports their Big Bang creation evolution. Anyway, everybody, I'm gonna let you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. So I want to show you this. I'm actually gonna walk around over here. But this is really, really cool, man. Look at this. If people could deny, after looking at this, that the quartz doesn't come from the tree, I don't know what to say. This is just like the coolest, one of the coolest things I've seen lately. Look at this. Yeah, it is it's pretty incredible. Gracie, no. Okay. I'm going to go around this, figure a way around this thing, because there's a, Gracie, no! Looks like there's a drop off over there. Okay, so I rounded the corner and we're gonna go up and around right over there. So let's take a look at this over here. I haven't been over there yet. I'm telling you what, it is so peaceful up here. Oh my Lord. Look at this. Wow, man. It's just so incredible, man. You know, that looks so fresh. Like some parts have fell off. Wow.